Are you a Marvel or DC guy?
That is so tricky. I want to say I err on Marvel. I'm gonna be 100% real with you.
Okay.
Comics is not my nerddom
Okay.
primarily, so
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna.
Gotcha.
I like when I was very young.
Yeah.
I was into like the tradable cards and stuff,
Yeah.
but I definitely ended up going more of a high fantasy sci-fi
Gotcha.
nerd. And so,
Gotcha.
if that's what like, there's so many different kinds of
It's
nerds,
true.
and it's
And
like
they're all beautiful. They're all
exactly.
beautiful.
I can list them like anime, yes, like tabletop strategy, yes, trading card game, yes, comic books. That wasn't one of mine.
Gotcha.
We've got a
Gotcha.
different expert for you.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Have you played Yu-Gi-Oh?
You, I'm not Yu-Gi-Oh, but some of the dudes I play Magic with, it's so funny because like I play Magic, but the dudes I play with also play Magic and Pokemon, and then some of them play Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yeah.
and it's like if it were really up to me, and the reason I play Magic is because I wanted to play with my friends who didn't want to spend money and time on Warhammer anymore. So if it was up to me, we'd be playing Warhammer, but we could compromise with Magic. And it's the same way with these dudes. Like I'd rather be playing Yu-Gi-Oh, but I guess we'll play Magic since everyone has a Magic deck and it's easily accessible. So you got compromise here and there.
You have to. It's
But
for
I did
the
get
nerdy brothers. So
I got lucky that Magic the Gathering started doing Universes Beyond, and the first Universes Beyond crossover they did was with Warhammer. So there are Warhammer Magic the Gathering decks, and I fucking love them, and I play with them all the time. And I've made like a bunch of others. They're about to do Marvel.
I actually saw the Warhammer ones. They probably got released relatively soon, right? Like
It's been a couple years, but yeah, it's
yeah.
not. This is relatively because they've done that, they've done Doctor Who, they've done Lord of the Rings, and they're about to do Fallout.
Nice. I've always wanted to play Magic the Gathering because when I was young, I watched the cards and they were so beautiful to me. They were so
Should have held on to them because those old cards are worth a ton of money now.
Really?
You can learn. Oh yeah, you can learn how to play Magic. Magic, the Gathering Arena is like an app you can get on your phone, but it's like literally a digital version of the card game. Like it plays the same exact way. You casting digital cards, but listen, dude, if you're a chess guy who enjoys strategy, that's all these games are, man. You're trying to think a couple moves ahead. You'll get see. I don't know if you've got a girlfriend or wife, but she'll get really mad because all your money will disappear. that's the most powerful Magic the Gathering card is the credit card. So you'll just start throwing it. You'll end up with boxes and boxes of cards. Like that's just how it goes. I'm like literally looking around at the shame. Like I've got just like these boxes filled with cards.
Show us your favorite card.
I got a couple of decks in here. I think I was playing in my basement the other day. So I don't know if let me I'll grab it there.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, this one's not mine. This is one of my wife's. So if you play Magic, don't
also there's a clear distinguish, so you can't
we have this is my wife's deck. Okay, you gotta have those boundaries. Here we go. We got Exhale Sign of Atraxa. So I can get this in frame for you.
Yeah.
This is just a dirty card. There's I think there's over 300 different keywords in Magic the Gathering of different abilities. And this one has a little one called Toxic, which is you're trying to poison your opponents to death, and people really don't appreciate that. And my wife plays these dirty little decks. That's so funny because my wife beats me all the time. She's the one who taught me how to play Magic. I didn't know how to play. And that's so I mentioned that my daughter was in the hospital for a while. Previous to that, my wife was on medical bed rest in the hospital. And I was like, we got to have something to do. I'm like, why don't you teach me how to play Magic? So I go to like the local game store in town. I'm like, here's the deal. Kicking it in the hospital. She's going to teach me how to play Magic. And they said, you are literally the first man to ever walk into this building and say, my wife is going to teach me, not I am going to teach my wife. And they're like, this has literally never happened. I was like, well, she's a special lady. So they gave me all this free stuff to give her, like just like little swag things and everything to decorate her hospital room with. So More power to it. It's Women's Day. My wife is quite a woman. So if you're a nerd out there and you're watching this and you're catching a common thread, marry a nerdy girl. Like, you're going to be a lot better off. Yes, you have to divvy up the magic cards, but at least you will. And she's like the worst enabler. And like Christmas, they released these like Lord of the Rings like art sets
Yeah.
that like all of the cards fit together into a picture, and there was like 4 of them, and I was like, well, that's ridiculous. I don't need 4 of them. Like, I can get 1 or 2 of the scenes I like. She's like, they give you a discount if you get all of them. Just go ahead and get all of them. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, no. And she's like, hey, man, I'm like, okay, just like, this is the worst. Like, this is not like, we should
This is
not
not how it's supposed to go.
Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to be mad at me. So
like, when do you play together? Is it getting like competitive?
Oh yeah.
Like,
And like, it's so funny too, because I'll play with like some of my other friends' wives, and their wives will play.
Yeah.
And like, they will not attack their wife, and I go after my wife. She's so like so mad. But then like, I finally, the last game we played, I was like, I'm gonna take it easy on her. And she went for my throat. She just absolutely went for my throat. I messed up. And she's like, that's what you get. And it's funny too, because she was playing a deck that I had given her a custom magic card as her Valentine's Day present, which is
nice.
An actual magic card, but I have my friend like face swap it to be her and like proxied it so it has all her name and stuff, and built her a deck around it. And it's like Casey the Witch Queen and shit. And that deck is like just so fucking crazy. It's like she beat like me, my drummer plays, and then one of the guys in my drummer's side project, and like we were all hanging out, and she just wiped the floor with everyone. I was like, I'm taking that deck back. Like, that's too much, man.
Oh, that's so cool.
She's ruthless.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, I'm just loving that because as we've been talking about that, like, I just don't have too many people to discuss this stuff with, you know. So I'm really soaking it in.
We're gonna have to get you to start playing Magic, start playing Spell Table with us. See, that's the best thing about Spell Table is exactly like this. It's like a webcam room where we're chatting, but there's like a separate monitor that has all of our play mats with all of our cards. So it's like they really dialed it in during COVID, because it's like it has the software on the website where you can tap one of the cards, because you can only sort of see them, and it'll pop up like with the actual rules text and everything for it. Yeah, so it's super fun, man. Especially works for me because, you know, I got a 3-year-old. Like, I can't roll down to the card shop like whenever I want, but like when she goes to bed, or I can get somebody to watch her, I can sneak into the other room and play, and you know, so it keeps the social interaction, because that's the one thing. Like, I love video games as much as the next guy, but it's because I'm a Warhammer nerd, and I like to see the light leave my opponent's eyes. I want to be across the table, like, especially Warhammer, because a lot of people find out I like Warhammer, like, oh, have you played this video game? Like, that's not the kind of Warhammer I play. I play tabletop. You have to put your miniatures together. You have to paint them. It costs too much money. So, you know, people are really invested. And like, I'm an art guy. So like, I used to build all the terrain and all the like the bunkers and stuff. And like, and I want you to spend all this time, and then I want to whoop your ass and let you know that it was for nothing. Like, that's it. So Magic is the same thing. You know, I spend all your time, you get to see them face to face and just see me hissing from across the table.
This is so me, you know, because especially with card games, you know, and I've tried to play games with, you know, card games on digitally, you know, with Yu-Gi-Oh! And with all that stuff. But I miss this, you know, the physical thing, you know, like having your own deck and, you know, placing the cards.
Cardboard,
exactly.
The shuffle feel.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I'd say the Spell Table is a great thing. You gotta go to a local game store and check out Magic. At least get Arena on your phone, Magic the Gathering Arena, and give it a shot. Especially a chess guy. Oh, you'll love it. It's all strategy stuff. You'll love it.
And you know, I particularly got interested, and I saw that you have that too, where you put your cards into these slots, like the you know. And I know, so I saw Yu-Gi-Oh guys like doing, having these, and I'm like, whoa, you have protective gear for your cards. Like,
Oh,
that's
gotcha.
cool.
And it's so funny too, because like a bunch of these, so there's like actual magic cards, and then there's proxies.
Yeah.
And so my wife, especially while we're talking about like anime stuff, my wife for Christmas got me a bunch of proxies, and they all look like that, like just like ridiculous anime boobs and stuff like that. Like, got some lightning greaves. It's just
Sure, of course, what you want.
that's
It's
it. And
exactly
she's
what you
like,
want.
there you go, sweetie. And that's why. So in the middle, she got me 8 of these cards. So in the middle, I put my card called wedding ring
Nice.
because that's why she's got the wedding ring. All right, she just accepts what a nerd I am. Just anime, magic, all of it, all in the same place.
Oh my
So
god. That's this sounds, absolutely amazing, to be fair.
continue it. I read a poll because I was thought about getting Alesana card sleeves.
Yeah.
Like, because like, dude, if you're not putting your cards in sleeves, like, come on, guys. But I was looking at like talking to somebody in China that's like a manufacturer
Yeah.
through my work and stuff, and we're talking about like minimum units. I mean, the minimum is like 200,000. It's like
Wow. Wow.
maybe it's 20,000. I remember I would have to sell like no, it was like there it was a great deal on it, but then like I'm trying to justify spending like
But you thought
thousands
about
of
it, right?
thousands of dollars. Oh, I had a real thought about it. Thousands of dollars on this thing that clearly is just for me. And like although some Alesana fans said they would 100% buy it, I do not know if we've got quite that many nerds that would buy these card sleeves. But one day I will push it through because I just want the sleeves for myself. Like, like so I can, and it's just those little. I want to make Alesana dice at some point. And like, with just like the logo is a 6.
Uh,
Something like, get all the nerd stuff.
I can imagine, like, just you envisioning the moment where you're going to play with your deck, and
That's it.
these are my own sleeves.
Yeah. See, I thought about making, because there's tokens in Magic the Gathering. I'm like, I could make a different token for each band member.
Wow.
It's like, come on. Like, listen, we've got these
that's
ideas.
amazing. Oh my god, that's amazing. That's amazing.